You know that feeling, right? You're drowning in data, but you're starving for actual wisdom. Well, today, we're going to dive into Amazon's official guide for QuickSuite and see exactly how it promises to turn all that data chaos into some real business clarity. Okay, so here's our roadmap. First, we'll set the scene by talking about the huge data problem everyone's facing. Then, we'll see how Amazon QuickSuite shows up. After that, we're going to follow the journey from raw data to a real insight, meet its pretty incredible AI assistant, see how it connects with the tools you already use, and finally, we'll zoom out and see what it all means. All right, let's kick things off with the big challenge, the modern data problem. You know, for so many companies, it's like there's a treasure chest of value locked away inside their data. The real trick is, how do you find the key? And this question right here, it gets to the absolute heart of the matter. Most of us are collecting a tsunami of data, from sales, from marketing, from literally everywhere. But here's the billion-dollar question. Is all that data an asset that's actually helping you make smarter moves, or is it just digital noise? I bet some of these look familiar. These are the headaches that keep people up at night. Your data's stuck over here and over there in different silos. Turning it into something useful is painfully slow. Getting an actual insight means waiting on a handful of tech experts, and by the time that report finally lands on your desk, the moment's passed. This tangled mess is exactly what QuickSuite is built to unravel. So we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. Now, let's bring in the solution, Amazon QuickSuite. It's positioned as this unified BI tool that's here to bring some serious order to all that chaos. At its core, you shouldn't think of QuickSuite as just a single app. It's much more like a Swiss Army knife for your data. You know, a whole collection of specialized tools, but they're all working together to give you one single clear insight. Now, the official definition here has some really key words. First, it's a unified service. That means one place for everything, which is huge. But the real magic, the part that's a total game changer, is how it helps everyone understand their data. You don't need complex code, you just ask questions in plain English. You don't get static, boring reports, you get interactive dashboards. The whole idea is to get data out of the server room and into everybody's hands. And this is how they make it work for everyone. They basically have two types of users. First, you've got your readers. These are your everyday business users, the sales manager checking on the quarterly numbers, or the marketer seeing how a campaign is doing. And then you've got your authors. These are the folks who build those awesome dashboards and set up the AI so that the readers can easily go in and find whatever they're looking for. Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, right? But how does it actually work? Let's follow the path from a messy pile of raw data all the way to a smart decision. This is where it gets really interesting. The whole workflow really boils down to 4 steps: connect, prepare, analyze, and share. So you pull in your data from places like Salesforce, you clean it up without having to be a database wizard, you build your charts, and then you share these amazing interactive dashboards with your team. And that prepare step, that is so important because that's often where everything grinds to a halt in the real world. So what's the secret sauce making all of this so fast? It's an engine called Spice. And the key phrase here is in memory. Think about it like this. Instead of running to the library to look something up every time you ask a question, Spice keeps all the most important books open on the desk right in front of you. That's why when you click and filter on a dashboard, the answers are just instant. The data's right there, ready to go. All right, now we get to what might be the most powerful part of this whole thing, the AI data assistant. This is where QuickSuite goes beyond just showing you charts and graphs and lets you have an actual conversation with your data. It's pretty futuristic. This is a massive game changer. The authors can build a custom AI that actually understands your business. So a sales manager can just type in, "Show me my top performers in California last month." The AI gets it, securely finds the answer, and this is absolutely critical. It only shows the data that managers actually allowed to see. It even tells you where it got the information from, which is how you start to really trust the answers it gives you. And this quote just nails it. The whole goal is to make data accessible to everybody. You don't have to know how to write code anymore. You just have to know your business and be curious enough to ask a good question. All of a sudden, anyone can be a data analyst. Okay, next big question. How does this fit in with all the other tools you already use? Because let's be real, a powerful tool is useless if it just lives on its own little island. The guide makes it super clear that QuickSuite is designed to play well with others. And you can see here, it connects to the whole shebang. Not just your data sources like S3 and Salesforce, but also the places where your team actually gets work done every day: Slack, Teams, Jira, Outlook. And that is huge. It means the insights aren't trapped in some other tool. They can be pulled right into the conversations where you're already making decisions. All right, let's zoom all the way out and look at the big picture. When you put all these pieces together, what's the ultimate goal? It's actually pretty simple: making it easier to be data-driven. If you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this idea of data democratization. For way too long, business intelligence has been like this walled garden that only a few specialists could get into. The goal of QuickSuite is to tear down those walls and empower everyone, from the CEO to the person answering customer service calls, to make confident decisions that are backed by real data. And that really leaves us with one powerful question to think about. Just imagine for a second, what could your organization achieve if every single decision, big and small, was backed by instant, trustworthy data? That's the future a tool like this is trying to build. It's a powerful thought. Thanks for joining me.